Kevin had always thought he was doing everything right when it came to his finances. He diligently saved a portion of his paycheck, contributed to his 401k, and avoided unnecessary debt. Yet, as the years went by, he realized something unsettling. Despite his efforts, he wasn't much closer to financial freedom. His savings grew slowly, and the thought of relying on a fixed retirement fund in his later years left him uneasy. One day, while discussing his concerns with a more financially successful friend, Kevin was introduced to an idea that would forever change his approach to wealth: the forgotten rule of investing. The rule was deceptively simple but profoundly impactful. Invest in assets, not liabilities. Kevin's friend explained that the rich became wealthy because they focused their energy and money on acquiring things that made them money, not just things that looked like wealth. An expensive car or a big house might feel like financial success, but they often drained money rather than produced it. True wealth, Kevin realized, came from owning assets that generated income or grew in value over time. Eager to take control of his financial future, Kevin started analyzing his finances through this new lens. He categorized everything he owned as either an asset or a liability. His car, a liability. His home, it felt like an asset, but with mortgage payments, property taxes, and maintenance costs, it leaned more toward the liability column. For the first time, Kevin understood why his financial progress had stalled. He had been investing in things that took money out of his pocket, not into it. Determined to turn things around, Kevin began his journey by educating himself on the types of assets that could build wealth. The first area he explored was real estate. He had heard stories about people creating passive income streams through rental properties, but the process always seemed intimidating. With a bit of research, Kevin learned that he didn't need to start with a huge investment. Instead, he purchased a small duplex, living in one unit while renting out the other. The rental income covered most of his mortgage, and as property values increased, so did his equity. For the first time, Kevin owned an asset that truly put money in his pocket. Next, Kevin looked at investing in the stock market, specifically focusing on cash-flowing investments like dividend-paying stocks. He realized that while growth stocks might offer the promise of big future returns, dividend stocks provided consistent payouts that could grow over time. By reinvesting those dividends, Kevin took advantage of compounding, turning small, steady returns into significant growth. His portfolio wasn't flashy, but it was dependable, and he saw it as another pillar of his financial foundation. Kevin's newfound understanding of the rule didn't stop there. He also discovered the value of starting a business. While he had always thought entrepreneurship was risky, he began seeing it differently. He started a small side hustle, selling digital templates for professionals in his industry. The business required upfront work, but soon generated income with minimal ongoing effort. It was yet another asset in Kevin's growing arsenal. One of the most surprising revelations Kevin encountered during his journey was the concept of leveraging debt. He had always believed debt was something to avoid at all costs, but he learned that not all debt was bad. Wealthy individuals often used good debt, borrowed money used to acquire income-generating assets, to grow their wealth. When Kevin purchased his duplex, for example, he had used a mortgage to finance it. This debt, far from being a burden, became a tool that allowed him to build equity and earn rental income. Over time, Kevin saw a dramatic shift in his finances. His assets grew while his liabilities shrank, and with each new source of income, he gained more freedom. No longer tied to a single paycheck, Kevin felt a sense of control he had never experienced before. But more importantly, he began to view money not as an end goal but as a tool to create opportunities. Kevin often reflected on the forgotten rule that had started his transformation. It wasn't just about earning more or saving harder. It was about understanding the difference between assets and liabilities and making deliberate choices to focus on the former. He realized that wealth wasn't built by working harder. It was built by working smarter, by making money work for you instead of the other way around. By embracing the forgotten rule of investing, Kevin unlocked the secret to financial freedom. He learned that true wealth wasn't about the size of your paycheck or the balance in your savings account. It was about owning assets that kept putting money into your pocket, year after year. And as his assets grew, so did his opportunities, proving that anyone, with the right mindset and strategy, could rewrite their financial story.